footnote here. That Coach Robbins at CDO, that's my middle son, Josh.
Yeah.
Who's coaching. And, we played CDO in the last game. CDO, great program. You know, I'm the AD and assistant football coach at Casa Grande. We're trying to be as great as CDO. And we played CDO the last game of the season, so I'm going to be across looking at my son. That's going to be an interesting.
Yeah.
That's going to be funny. You know, as you know, when you hear Ricky speak, you know, I was wondering what he was going to say. And I was hoping he didn't say too much. If you can imagine, Ricky, Lamont, myself, and Julius, we all lived together for a long time. We had an interesting apartment, but we had a lot of fun. As a lot of the coaches, and I hear a lot of players say, you know, it's a brotherhood. It really is. We're living proof that this is a brotherhood. You know, it only gets, as we get older, it's only going to get better. You know, the bonds that you guys are making will last you a lifetime. Before I read about before I read all his accomplishments, let me tell one story. Just one story about how I met Julius, or how it came to be. You know, Julius, you know, from Washington, D.C., you know, I'm from Casa Grande, so it's basically like that little story when you're growing up reading, you know, Country Mouse, City Mouse, you know. I'm from Casa Grande, so I was a country mouse. He was the city mouse from Washington, D.C. But we became great friends. But the first time I saw Julius, he was going across the student union. You know, he had on a tank top, and he was listening to music. Now, kids today, you guys listen to your ear pods, right? We didn't have ear pods when I was growing up. We had those big old music boxes. That was our ear pod, you know. And Julius had these shorts on, going across the union. I mean, you got to just imagine this: going across the student union, just hey, going across, just bebopping across the mall, listening to a style of music. They call it DC go-go style music. Listening to Chuck Brown. And the song was 25 minutes and 13 seconds long. You know, back then, you know, we're old. We had those cassette tapes. You know, after the song is finished on one side, you turn around and still playing again. That was, and I said to myself, I got to be friends with that guy. I do not want to be in his crosshairs. And we become great friends. We're fraternity brothers. We go a long way back. You know, he has a story that I'm going to let him tell. You know, his wife Lisa, beautiful kids, they're doing great things, and he's doing great things in his community. Julius Holt is the commissioner of Tucson Youth Football and Spirit Federation. This year, Coach Holt was selected to the American Youth Football and American Youth Cheer Hall of Fame from the Desert Mountain region that includes Arizona, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and Nevada. That's impressive. This weekend, Coach Holt was inducted into the Washington, D.C. Boys and Girls Hall of Fame. Julius played football in Washington, D.C. as a two-way, 3-year starting tackle and team captain at Cardozo High School. He went on to become Junior College All-American at Ellsworth Community College in Iowa Falls, before coming to Tucson, Arizona to play his junior and senior years of Arizona Wildcats. Holt was an outstanding linebacker and defensive end at the University of Arizona under head coach Larry Smith, and was a mainstay on a stout defensive unit along with fellow coaches for charity, signature coach Ricky and myself. Julius graduated from the University of Arizona with bachelor's degrees in business and public administration, and received a master's degree from the University of Arizona in guidance and counseling. Coach Holt has spent his adult life helping youth as a coach, high school counselor, program coordinator for middle schools at the Tucson Unified School District, and administrator of youth sports. Please welcome the 2019 Coaches for Charity signature coach, Julius Big Reds Holt.
I promise I won't cry. I'm gonna try not to.
All right, brother. You got it, brother. You got it.
It don't take much. But Randy he has it right. When I came to Arizona by way of Washington, D.C., it was a big culture shock for me. Because the lifestyle I lived and the people that I grew up with was different. You didn't speak to a lot of people. You know, you didn't say hi to a lot of people. You just went to school, stayed out of trouble. I lost my parents when I was in the 5th and 6th grade. So I had a lot of reasons to be angry with a lot of people. And I did some things that weren't nice, weren't good, but it was my survival. It was the way I survived growing up in the inner cities of Washington, D.C. And I can tell you, as young men sitting in this room right now, don't take your high school coach, don't take your counselor, don't take your parents or anyone else that's trying to help you for granted.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you that, don't do that. Because I had 2 coaches in high school that came to my aid and saved my life. One was a Caucasian male named Frazier O'Leary, the only white man in my whole school. And I'm talking about everybody. We had 1,000 kids that graduated with me when I was a senior. 1,000. Those are high school systems on top of a hill, one of the biggest high schools in Washington, D.C. And O'Leary used to come pick me up every morning at 7 o'clock in a light blue Volkswagen and come get me and take me to school. My name is Julius Holt. Everyone here will call me that. I go home, no one calls me Julius. Everyone calls me Big Reds, except for O'Leary. O'Leary calls me Julius. Then I had a young coach by the name of John T. Nunn, who came from Ithaca, New York, who came in and turned our program around at Cadosa. And he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. I played football, so I didn't go to jail. And that's the truth. There's 10 boys and 1 girl in my family. And my youngest brother, who just passed away a year ago, did 17 and a half years in prison. I was 5 minutes away from going with him. Being in the same boat. This is gonna make you laugh. But Lamont, I'm gonna tell you, I like to dress up. I like to put on nice clothes. I was home ironing a pair of jeans, and I was ironing my trench coat, which is kind of weird. I couldn't afford to send it to the cleaners, so I ironed it myself. And I'm on my way to the skating ring, and by the time I get up there, it's shut down. Nothing but police and the whole 9. And my brother did some things that he shouldn't have done, and I know if I had been there with him, I would have probably been doing that 17 years. And I always ask myself, why was I 5 minutes late? Why did somebody choose me to be 5 minutes late? I'm thankful for that 5 minutes. Because I played football, like I said, to stay out of trouble. I could pick someone up, throw them down, and I didn't get in trouble for it. And if I wanted to talk mess to them, I could. I could. One thing I'm going to tell each and every last one of you young people in this room is this. You only get one chance at this. You only get one chance to play high school football. You only get one chance to play college football if you can make it there. And there's some kids sitting in this room, I'm telling you, if you don't take advantage of your academics now and meet some great people, you might not have that opportunity to come college to play college football, but you will have an opportunity to be a great student and be a great person. And that's what it takes. That's what it's about. That's what I learned from my high school coaches, Frazier Lurie and John T. Nunn. They were with me last night. Yeah, that's right. I flew to Washington, D.C. the day before yesterday. Got on a plane this morning at 5:20 and flew all the way back to Tucson. Because they said, are you sure you're going to be here? I said, yeah, I'll be there. Because that's how much it meant to me to be back home. But growing up in the inner cities of Washington, D.C., I can honestly sit here and tell you, it was a struggle. There was a whole lot of things I didn't believe in. I remember coming to Arizona and I'm getting off the plane after being recruited, and back then you could have sponsors. You know, you can't do that anymore. It's illegal. Right. My sponsors are sitting at the back table. Them are my parents, Dick and Pat, my brother John. They're sitting back there. They've been with me ever since I came. Stand up, Dick. Stand up, John. Stand up, Pat. And when I introduced them to my parents. They've been there for me forever. Got a key to the house, the whole nine. Pat makes me split pea soup, which I never heard of until I came to Arizona. Only thing I wouldn't eat is artichokes and the other thing, with the corn on it. Because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how you were supposed to eat it, but she did that for me forever. You know, I want to take this opportunity real quick to tell you, Lamont and Ricky was talking about a story about, he didn't want to go in too deep about it. But I remember when I was trying out with the San Antonio Gunslingers for the United States Football League. And I was dating somebody back here, and I allowed that to become my priority. And after being in camp for about 2-3 weeks, me not being very smart, I went up to Coach Barry and said, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go home. I came back to Tucson, walked out of camp. Probably wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done in my life. It wasn't. That relationship went sour, but I'm thankful, because my beautiful wife right here, without her, I don't know where I'd be. Because she's turned me around, changed my attitude, changed the way I think, my beautiful son, my daughter. I'm blessed. Amen. I'm blessed. You guys are blessed. Work hard. I heard some people get up here today and the coach asked you, what are your goals? I don't care if you believe it or not. We're going to win a state championship. Simple as that. You ain't got to believe that. But you need to think that. Because every morning that you get up out the bed, you got to believe that you're going to be somebody. Right. That was the approach I had to take. That was the approach I took. Every morning that I got up, I had to change my mindset and said I wasn't going to let the streets get the best of me. I wasn't going to let negative people get the best of me. I was going to be somebody. I surrounded myself with good friends. Lamont Hundley, Van Brandon, Glenn Parks is a good friend of mine. I surrounded myself with good people. I got rid of the negative people. Because negative people like doing negative things and they won't do nothing but bring you down. And that's going to stop you. Each and every last one of you from doing what you want to do. Because it only takes one mistake. That's all it takes is one mistake. And trust me, some mistakes you can't come back from. Like I said, I wasn't the nicest kid growing up. I know what it's like to go to jail. I didn't go with my brother for 17 years, but I went for 6 months in juvenile hall. And I'll tell you a story. I'll never forget when I had to go to court. I had on a green shirt, pair of green Lees, not Levi's, Lees back then, and some white Chuck Taylors. And when I went in there, the guy told me I need to tuck my shirt in my pants. And I'm thinking to myself, we just going to court. But no, you're going to see the judge. I experienced something that changed my mind. Being handcuffed at 15, 16 years old and walking around a spiral staircase to get to where I had to go. My grandmother died when she was 99 years old. The thing that changed me for the most part is when my grandmother reached out to hug me and the marshal wouldn't let her touch me. Yep. That stuck with me. That stuck with me. Because that was somebody who loved me that I couldn't touch and couldn't touch me back. That changed my whole perception, my whole mindset, and the way I looked at things. So every day that you out there thinking that, oh, I gotta run another lap, or I gotta do another sprint, do it. Because I guarantee you Tucson High doing it. I guarantee you CDO's doing it. Somebody from Cat Foothills is doing it. Someone from Buena's doing it. That might be the difference in you making a play. Don't ever shortchange yourself. That's what I'm talking about. Don't shortchange yourself. I was a kid that wasn't supposed to live to see 18 or I was going to be in prison by 21. I just turned 58 years old the other day.
Yes, sir.
I got a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. I proved a whole lot of people wrong. This man right here brought me to Tucson Unified School District for the last 2 years before I retired. I've only had 4 jobs in my life. 4. Ain't never been fired from a job except for flowing wells. And Lamont will tell you that story. I was a coach. John Cashin was talking about we meet on Sundays. I'm a Redskin fan. I told him when he hired me, if the Redskins are playing, I'm not going to be there. But that went on for about 3 years. After that 3rd year, we had a conversation. He told me I need to leave. I'm like, oh, no problem. Great man, still my friend, but I was honest. Redskins are playing, I'm being home watching the game. Am I right, Lamont? And that's how it was. So my thing is, set some goals for yourself. I heard some of you guys up here, and you weren't real sure about your goals. I tell my kids all the time, set goals.
That's right.
You gotta have them. And the higher the goals are, the harder you're gonna work to get them. And you might not get to the one at the top, but you might get to the one before that. And see, and once you get to that one, you can't be content. You follow me? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Don't be content. But you gotta set goals. Make them realistic. Make them realistic, because if you don't, you can't get there. You understand me? School is important. Who your friends are important. Your mom and daddy are important. Grandma and grandpa are important. I run a program with 3,500 kids in it. They're playing right now. They're scrimmaging today. Different attitudes, different personalities, different walks of life. The parents are all over the place and everything else. But that's my call, to give something back. That's my call. So I'm a product of my environment. I'm a positive product of my environment. Not a negative product, a positive product. And it took a lot of people to help me get there. So when you get a coach to come in your life that's trying to make a difference, allow that to happen. Don't take it personal when Coach Parker tells you to run another sprint, or tell you you're not stepping right, or you need to use your hands and all. Because I can imagine when he said, I mean, your son, I don't know. You might have switched, you might want to come switch that one up. I know who your best coach is. I know who that is. But my thing is, you need to understand people aren't telling you to do something for no reason. They're telling you to make you better, because it's going to help you through life. Football teaches you a lot of lessons about life. If you quit as a football player today, you'll probably quit your first job. You'll probably get up and walk out on that first test. Hey, Mom, remember we took finite math how many times? 3 times? Well, I took it 3 times.
Some of us tell the truth.
And Pat, and my parents back there, they stayed on. You need to finish this class. That's the only way you can graduate from the U of A. I finally finished that class, but I dropped it every semester that I took it for 3 years, because me and math just didn't do well. I don't know if it was the math or it was me. Or when the numbers out of sequence, something was wrong. And then when they hire you a tutor and the tutor gets a C, you know you need to go do something else. I did that. But at the same token, I just want to tell you guys, man, this. I've grown to love me. And there's a whole lot of me to love. I used to be 424 pounds, if you can imagine that. I'm 305 pounds now. Well, I got down to 260 something until my best friend told me, you need to go back and see your doctor because people think you're sick. You know, and yeah, but I had to take care of me. So I love me. You gotta love you every day. You gotta love yourself every day. Don't quit, man. Don't quit on the man to the left of you. Don't quit on the man to the right of you. Don't quit on the person you're blocking for, the quarterback and the running back. And be nasty. Be nasty. One thing I didn't forget, you can take the wolf out the woods, but you can't take the woods out of a wolf. I'm still a wolf. When I need to be that wolf, I can become that wolf. You know what I mean? Sometimes I gotta remind myself you can't behave like that. But sometimes it's necessary. You gotta let people know, hey, look, you just can't act any kind of way or say any kind of thing to me.
That's right.
Or to us. And I'm speaking about as a football player. Who is the CDO in Florence Wells are playing Thursday? Man, we on. It's on and popping right now. Today. I got my game face on today. I'm not gonna wait till the day of the game. It's on right now.
Yeah.
And one thing I did, I would jump off sides on defense on purpose. On purpose. To knock the snot out the guy across from you.
Right.
5 yards ain't nothing. 5 yards didn't mean nothing. But guess what? He knew for the rest of the day, he gonna have to deal with me. I'm not bashful, I'm not shy. Coach Smith will grab me too and have a conversation. You can't keep doing this. Coach, I had to let him know. I'm ready to play. I asked one to come out the locker room because I was handling my business, but Coach Smith knew I was ready. And see, I came in as an outside linebacker. I lasted 2 weeks. How much? A week. Yeah, a week. And then my sponsors back there, Dick and Pat, will tell you, I packed my bags and was at the airport, true story, right back, going to the University of Minnesota. So there was some funny stuff they could do back then, but I was out of here. I'm like, I didn't come here to play no lineman. And then they told me another story, so I came back. That lasted about a week. I ended up playing defensive line over my whole career, which was good. I helped Lamont become all Pac-10 player. I helped Rand become all and he wanted, and he'll tell you, Ricky will tell you, I helped him become an All-American. Because him and I used to argue all the time. Every play. We argued doing plays while the game going on. Up in Oregon, right? Oregon State? Oh yeah. Him and I used to get into because he want to make all the plays. You ain't supposed to make no plays. You supposed to just hold the man so nobody can block. Well, yeah, that's right, but the guy right there, why can't I tackle? I said, my man, I almost ruined his career because I got an interception or something, and I ended up trying to throw a block, and I hit him. Messed up his knee. So we close. I'm the guy that couldn't cook hot dogs, homemade, burn a hole through the pot because I fall asleep at night. That was me. I was that roommate. But again, I just want to tell you guys, man, from the bottom of my heart, you know, I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. There's a lot of things a lot of people don't know about me. My son asked me that question about 2 weeks ago. He said, Dad, what's the biggest thing you regret? And I just shared it with you guys. I never talk about the thing for San Antonio. I never talk about it. Because that's the biggest thing I regret. Because you know, I don't know what would have happened. I know I would have made that team. That I know. And what might have happened after that, who knows? Because they folded a couple of years later. Don't make the mistake I made. Don't give up on life. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your school. Don't give up on your community. You gotta persevere. You gotta see things through. You need to understand this too. Everybody's worldview is different. No two people's worldview is the same, but you need to respect their worldview and where they're coming from. And if you don't know what I mean by that, you take an African American male like myself coming into the home of Dick and Pat Guthrie and John, and I got his little sister sitting on my lap. These people leave me in the house while they go to the store. First day I'm at their house, and little Katie's looking up at me, and I'm looking down at her. She's looking up at me, I'm looking down at her, and I'm like, are these people crazy? They done left me with their daughter. This is the first time I met her. But you know what that little girl did? She brought something out of me that I didn't know I had in me. A little tender side. We laughed. I don't know if she was trying to figure out I was real or what. But she brought, and she's like one of my favorite sisters right now. So respect other people's worldview. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I got a chance to come up here and talk to you guys and just share my story with you and let you know that you can't give up on life. You can't. School is important, man. If you have never seen the movie Scared Straight, go watch it. And I ain't talking about the ones they got out there, I'm talking about the original. Where a man that got the eye all busted up and his head all busted up, and he talks about being a bad guy. He talks about being this tough guy up in New Jersey. He's in Rahway State Prison. And he talks about, he said, you know what, I used to think I was bad, I used to think I was tough, and I felt like I could do anything I want until I came in prison. And he said, I was still tough in prison until they bust my head all open, broke my eye out, and he took off the thing, you see his eyes gone. He said, but you know what I had to learn? And I was too stupid to do it when I was out on the streets. You gotta be able to pencil with the system. And what he meant by that was, if you can put your mind to a piece of paper with a pencil, you can win. Rather than taking something from somebody, or giving up on the football field, or thinking that the block that you need to make isn't important. I'm sure, I'm not trying to call nobody else, single nobody else, but I know that little kid Rucker, he counts on them offensive line to block for him. Because he give me one block. Just do your job. Don't quit on me. Okay? So all I'm asking you guys in this room to do tonight is don't quit on me. Can y'all promise me that? Because if you don't quit on me, guess what? You won't quit on each other. Okay? Y'all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Every day is a blessed day, man. Every day is a blessed day. I'm gonna close with this. When I played at the University of Arizona, I think we seated 59,000 people, some weird number like that. I know against Arizona State we had a lot. We beat the crap out of them. They thought they was going to the Rose Bowl, but we had to switch that up. So what I like to do right now is give you guys a round of applause for coming out tonight. For all of you guys. Now I want you guys to get up. Come on, everybody stand up. There's a lot of people in this room. Stand up. Y'all look tired. You ready to go home? All right. Now I need everybody in this room to do me one favor. We're going to get loud. We got a game Thursday. We got a game Friday, right? Hello? All right. So let's put your hands together. I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. I told you the story about 59,000 people, right? What is that, 58,999 or something like that? All those claps were for me. What y'all just did was for me. Now you got to go out and find the other 58,999. You might get them one at a time, but eventually you'll get them. Over time, you'll get them. You hear me? You'll get them. It's easy. It's a lot easier than you think. And you do me one more favor when you go home tonight. If you got a mama or you got a daddy, hug them. Kiss them. In the morning, hug them. Kiss them. Tell them you love them. Don't leave the house mad. Like I said, I lost my parents when I was in the 5th grade, 30 days apart. I don't know what that feels like. All I know is I got a call, I was at the church, your mama's sick. I go home, my mom's stomach is big. We lived in a 3-story house. My mom had an aneurysm that ruptured. And all I remember that day is her telling me something that I didn't agree with. And you know, back then, you know, being an inner city kid or a black kid, whatever you want to call it, you know, we mumble a lot of stuff under our breath while we walk away. And, you know, you ain't gonna say it to them, it's yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. But I'm like, and guess what? My mom died that night. And the last thing I can think about is what I said under my breath. Never told her I loved her that day. Never told her that. Don't take things for granted, man. Tomorrow ain't promised to none of us.
That's right.
And you guys are young people, and sometimes we think nothing's gonna happen to us. Don't take nothing for granted. Be that good son. Be that good daughter. Be that good friend. Love each other, man. Understand that this is just a game. And when you're done in 4 years, hopefully you go to college and you become something else. There's only 1% of you guys are gonna make it to college, and only less than 1% gonna make it to the NFL if that should happen. I'm just being honest with you. So thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. And thanks for that big round of applause. In case you didn't give it to me at the end. I'm glad I did again. So thanks a lot. Coach Hargraves, Coach Peace, Floyd Wells, Coach at Floyd Wells. There's a few guys, my youth program uses their fields to play on. We appreciate you guys for being there for us. I know our city championships at Tucson High this year, November the 2nd. And we appreciate you and allowing us to do that again. And it's gonna be a special event. So I wanna say thank you to Mr. Ackley, Mr. House, the rest of the members of the committee for giving me this opportunity to talk to your young people. Be proud, man. Hug your mama, hug your daddy, okay?
All right.
I see you back there, Keith.